She's like love, 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 and music. La, la, la. Love, 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 and music.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is my fourth review today. This is for Married to Medicine, Season 5, Episode 9. Everyone is having a great weekend. I have been really, really busy today. Like, when I did my first video, my hair was still drying. It is basically dry now. And as y'all see, it's a little bit more poofy. So, tomorrow, please be expecting a ponytail. Yeah, I know, like, a lot of people will say, like, oh, my God, I love your curly natural hair. But it is a headache to deal with, okay? It is just not, you know, it is what it is, but, yeah. So if y'all be like, why so big and bushy? Because this is what happens when you dry your hair. And, yeah, so, yeah. Anywho, let's get into, see, now it's all messed up and stupidly looking. So don't be like, oh, she look like buckwheat or something, but whatever. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Yeah. Yada, yada, yada. Again, it's my fourth video. It is currently 1:54. And, Mama just tired, Anywho, this particular episode of Married to Medicine, it was cool. It was the episode does pick off right where the last episode left off with Mariah and Heavenly beefing back and forth after Simone was messy and brought up the whole what Mariah said her brunch Mother's Day thing or whatever, and they're basically yelling at each other saying, kiss my ass, no, kiss my ass. I have a thing to where I feel like when when adult women are having a disagreement, you don't have to get crazy and stupid and, you don't have to go there. Like, my thing is, I don't even like arguing with people. Like, I'm to the point where I be like, look, I don't even want to argue with you, lady. Like, we don't mesh. It is what it is. Deuces. But of course, they on this show together and they have to argue it out, I guess. But I do wish they didn't get just so unruly and just, I don't want to use the word ghetto, but ghetto. You know what I'm saying? I recall arguing with people like that back in my 20s. Okay, I would be 36 on Tuesday. You would not catch me anywhere arguing with another grown woman in that manner. Because my thing is, it's not worth it. I don't want to embarrass myself looking like a damn crazy person. But, and I'm not looking like a crazy person. And then Mariah even saying, saying to Heavenly, you don't know how to take it when a cute bitch be nice to you. First of all, Mariah, whether you cute or ugly, she don't like you. Y'all don't like each other. Y'all don't mesh well. Heavenly says crazy stuff, but you say petty stuff, and this is a whole crazy thing. Her acting like that towards you has nothing to do with how you look, because she would act that way regardless to whoever that she don't like. So my thing is, you ain't too pretty for a bitch to not like you, girl. So please hush. So from there, we see Jackie pull Heavenly to the side just to kind of get, because they amp, like they real amp. And for me, it's weird, because I'm like, they so amp, but the husbands is sitting around like ain't nothing happening. It was just a weird situation. I'm like, I'm surprised Heavenly's husband didn't come to her aid and just say, baby, calm down. Like, I could never be anywhere and I see my dude, husband, boyfriend, whoever. I've never been, because I've had a boyfriend before. I've had a fiance before. I've never been able to be in a situation with the person who I'm with in any aspects is getting hype and all up in the air, and I'm not trying to calm them down. And vice versa, when I've had people around me and I'm getting hype, they've been the one to try to calm me down. And I'm like, where her husband at, and why he not saying, baby? Not even tell her she wrong, not even try to defend her to Mariah, but just get to her and be her comfort. Get to her and calm her ass down. For me, it seems as if he know when Heavenly pissed off, can't nobody control her. And I feel like that's a problem of her that she needs to fix. And when Jackie pulls her to the side and try to get her to calm down, we see how Mariah is kind of talking to Simone now. And she's like, well, you know what I'm saying? I hope you happy. You got what you wanted. And Simone is acting like, this ain't what I wanted. I didn't want all this to happen. I call bullshit. I don't think it's that Simone wanted it to happen. I don't think she thought it would get to that point, but I still feel like you bring it up. You knew something was going to happen. You didn't think it was going to get to this point, but you knew they weren't going to laugh and kiki it up. You knew that wasn't going to happen. So you did get, you got what you wanted. You got a reaction. You got a situation. You got a scene. I just think she didn't think of how far it would go. But you knew something was going to happen, point blank, period. And Mariah and Simone are not arguing because Simone's mad because Mariah's mad. And Simone just keeps saying to Mariah, you don't own your shit, Mariah. You don't own your shit, Mariah. Girl, I just feel like y'all all is too grown, too old, with kids and jobs and careers and degrees and doctors behind y'all and in front of y'all name, with doctor in front of y'all name and initials after y'all name, to be acting like this over some he say, she say bullshit with people who don't even get along. I think it's stupid. And as she said to Mariah, you know, you said how you forgave us, but what about what if we don't forgive you? And then she yelling and she loud. You see Cecil looking like, oh my God, why I gotta be my wife? Because I would be embarrassed if this is my person, my grown adult spouse acting this way. Like, I just feel like there's a way to even have an argument and not have it be so crazy, like, for real. And Mariah is saying, like, you know, what do I need to own? You know, I can't apologize if I don't know what I need to own. I do feel like they generalize things Mariah has done and just say that she needs to apologize, and no one says anything specifically that she has done to them. So I get when she says, let me know what I did so I can apologize. Say something specific, like, Mariah, you at the dinner said something to Toya about her not offending you, saying about her mama, and I felt like it was a dig to me. This is what Heavenly could have said, or anyone could have said, we feel like that was a dig towards her, but no one says what she do. They just say that she don't own her shit. I'm confused as to what her shit is, honestly, to be truthful with you, and I'm over them, one, trying to put Mariah into scenes and put her back on the show, and two, the other ladies not liking her ass and keep wanting her to apologize for shit that she do. I'm completely over the bullshit. It irks my nerves. I'm done. Okay? So we see Toya come up, and then she's saying how, you know, we had a great time in New Orleans, and Mariah did apologize. Now, she didn't say the words, I'm sorry. What she said was, I have forgiven the ladies for things they have done to me, and I hope they can forgive me for things I've done to them. I did hear her say that. That is a form of an apology. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing of saying, let's let bygones be bygones. Because sometimes I also agree, you don't have to rehash every single issue if it's a petty issue. Like, unless you've slept with my husband and destroyed my family, you know, beat up my mama, you know, put your hands on my sister, unless you've done something physical to my people in my life, or you've caused some kind of complete discourse to my family's way of living day by day. If it's some petty he say, she say, you know, you talked about me, you called me, all that mouth and stuff, let it be water under the bridge. I forgive you. I get her saying it like that. And from there, you know, Toya, like, I thought we was going to move past all of this from New Orleans. I mean, they were, Toya, until Mariah went to her damn party and said out loud that she giving you an award because you've never said anything bad about her mama, despite the fact that you and her have gotten into a fight, and the fact that her mama hit you with a goddamn purse. Now, I get if she was saying in that, this is what I can get. The fact that in season 1, Mariah and Toya got into a physical fight, and in that physical fight, Mariah's mother hit Toya in the head with her purse. If her saying, maybe that's what she meant, aha moment, when she said, you know, no matter everything that me and Toya have been through, she has never spoken ill of my mother. She could have meant the things that my mama has done to her. She's never said anything negative about my mama. I can get her meaning it in that aspect because her mother has actually done something to Toya, and Toya could have said something about her mother, but she never did. But her doing that, it was a complete association to Heavenly, because Heavenly did say something about her mama. So I get how on one level, it could not have had anything to do with Heavenly. But in hindsight and in the petty world of reality TV, it absolutely has something to do with Mariah. I mean, with Heavenly. So, Toya and Heavenly, damn it, Toya and Mariah, go to the bathroom or whatever. And in the bathroom, they're talking, and Mariah's, saying, I can't, everything I say, somebody twisted. And then Toya said, well, you have to admit that it sounded like it was about Mariah. She was like, no, if I'm going to be petty and throw a dick, I'm going to throw something heavy. That was something light. And that's true. Typically, when Mariah throws shade, she throws clear and direct shade to who she's talking to. She technically never sends shade to point A while talking to point B. She sends shade while talking to point A at point A on point A's birthday. You know what I'm saying? She do that kind of stuff. It is what it is. So, yeah. That was a whole bunch to go over. It was pissing me off. We see Heavenly at the house talking to her husband, Damon, and they're talking. And she's basically asking, like, how do you feel like I handled the whole situation at the party? And what he says is, he said, it was one thing to be mad about something, but your response to it is just always harsh. I feel like Damon talks to Heavenly in a way where he don't say, you was dead ass wrong. He don't say that specifically. He says you was dead ass wrong in a way that makes her think what she doing is not okay, but she working on it. And she's not. Heavenly is the same rude person she's been since she started the show. It is what it is. He tells her how there are certain levels of respect, and even when you're upset, you should simply follow the rules of respect because that's someone's mama. And Heavenly has had the issue or she continually, when she's mad at Mariah, she talks about Mariah's mama every single time. Like, she don't talk about her kids. She don't talk about her husband. Hell, she barely talk about Mariah herself. She brings up Mariah's mom. So I think Damon was saying in that aspect of every time you get pissed off at Mariah, you need to stop bringing up her mama. Like, you have to respect the fact that that is someone's mother and does not go there. Because, again, there are levels to respect when you're arguing with somebody. Because if you argue with me, and you speak about my mama, bruh, I'm gonna probably cuss your ass out because my mama is the nicest person ever. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that with me. And I would never talk about someone else's mom. And Heavenly continues to take digs at Mariah mama. Now, Mariah mama on the show, so some people can say it's open season. Mariah mama has said things about people on the show so they can say it's open season. Mariah mama has hit somebody in the show so people can say her mama is open season. But I still feel like we should respect people's parents and their children. Point blank. Well, can't even say that because on the Housewives, I'll be saying fuck Kim Zolciak's daughter because she's technically an adult even though she's a child. But, that's because I don't like Kim Zolciak. So it is what it is. But anyway, she's been saying, I wish I could be more like you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're so monotone. He's like, I'm not monotone. She's like, well, no, I just mean that you're so even-tempered. Like, I've really ever seen you upset. And he says, well, yeah, because I actively work at it. You like, I do it is what it is. And he tells her that how she's getting better or whatever. I call, she then goes in to say how, on my spiritual journey, I feel like, I should have handled it better. And, but I realized I will never be perfect. Heavenly's problem is she's using this aspect of I have to be perfect in order to not cuss somebody out and talk about their mama. No, bitch. In order to not cuss someone out and not talk about their mama, that's not being perfect. This called being respectful. It's simple. You don't have to be perfect to not talk about someone's mother. Heavenly uses the excuse of I'm working on myself. I'm in this walk in my spirituality. I can't control some things. I'm going to get better. She uses that as a reason to say, oh, when I mess up, I can say I'm not perfect. Or a lot of people aren't perfect. But you don't have to then still do dumb shit on purpose and use the whole aspect of I'm not perfect. Heavenly, I ain't for her. It is what it is. I think Heavenly has gotten better a little bit, but I still feel like she's just as mean and rude as she used to be. She just uses the guise of I'm working on myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get perfect. Don't try to get perfect. Just try to get better. Okay? Get better and better each day. If every time you have an argument, it's the same petty, rude, disrespectful behavior against someone's mama, you not trying to get better. Because each fight you have, it's the same spiteful bullshit that you spouting at somebody, and I'm just not here for it. And it is what it is. And then I don't care, because even he said, well, you're getting better, but he did say, like, people gonna say things, Mariah gonna say things, whoever gonna say things, and you just have to handle it better. Heavenly is old enough to know what not to do. She just don't give a fuck to not do it. So it is what it is. And I hate that she talked to that man like he's a child. She said, okay, daddy, take your clothes off. I'm going to go run you some bath. I just didn't. I'm like, he a grown-ass man, dog. Like, talk to him with some bass in your voice, a little bit of bass in your voice. She talked to him as if he's a baby. That's your husband. But, girl, if he like it, I love it. It is what it is. We then see Contessa and her husband having a conversation about the whole 90s party. And, Scott was saying how, Scott is her husband, and he's saying how, I just wish people understood that there's a way that you can argue and not have to get all loud, but yelling and be in each other's faces like they were. You would think so. But again, y'all saw this damn season before. No one can tell me. Before I came on the show, I didn't even watch it. Bitch, you lying, okay? Everyone knows before you go on the show that you can watch the old episodes. I'm pretty sure that you saw them arguing, fussing, and fighting all the time. So, it is what it is. So, from there, we see them switch conversations from the party to Miss Renee. So, we see that Miss Renee has not been back to the house. She has not talked to them. My hair is so stupid. So, we see that Miss Renee has not been back to the house in a week. And, Contessa saying how that's not normal. She's like, over the past 10 years, there's never been this kind of contention between me and Miss Renee. Even if it was times where she fired herself, where we fired her, where she quit, or whatever the situation may be, it'll be a thing of something will happen today, and then the next day is as if it's as if it didn't happen. This is the first time where she's just been gone with no communication for a full week, and it's awkward and it's weird. She was saying how she feels like their personal relationship is interfering with their professional one. Meaning, because we cool and we kiki and we kind of friendly, she sometimes forget I'm her boss, and sometimes I forget that she's my employee. And so the two lanes merge when they shouldn't. And, Scott is saying how, I feel like she overstepped her boundaries. She way overstep her boundaries, and there's a fine line between being the nanny, between being a nanny. What you say? Well, he said between a nanny and an employee. I wonder if he meant employer. I don't know. It is what it is. But he's saying how he's kind of on the fence about saying we don't just let her come back. He says simply because you disrespected my wife, and when you disrespect my wife, that means you're basically disrespecting me, my family, my home, and I don't know if I'm okay with having her come back under those contents. And I feel like this, Contessa's saying how, her husband is saying, you need to let her know that you are the queen of this castle, and you would not tolerate disrespect. I feel like Contessa lost her mom. She said she lost her mom at 34. I don't know how old Contessa is. I'm going to assume Contessa's in her 40s, simply because she said how Miss Renee has been around for 10 years. So I'm guessing her mom passed away. Miss Renee came in as the babysitter or as the nanny, and now she is used to having this mother figure around, and the pain of losing her mom is connected to Miss Renee. So she keeps Miss Renee around because that's who came around when her mom passed away. And because my thing is, ain't no way on God's green earth that I would allow a nanny who I have fired, who has quit, who has gotten herself fired, who feels the need to call me Dr. Bitch. Like, it's just certain things I would not accept. And I think there's a difference between being friendly with your nanny and having, like, inside jokes and, girl, bitch, please. Because I do that with, I do that with my friends. Like, girl, bitch, what? Is that versus complete and utter disrespect. And not only disrespect in private, like disrespect around people. Donnell Jones' mama will never be seen the same again, due to this season of her being on here. She has come off rude and disrespectful, and it's not as a good nanny. It is what it is. So, yeah. We see a small scene next of Simone and Mariah meeting up. And It was really simple. It was basically the same conversation they had at the damn 90s party, except neither one of them was yelling. It's still Mariah saying, why do you keep saying that I need to own my shit? What am I owning? I can't apologize if I don't know what I did. And Simone was just saying, like, Mariah, you talk shit about each lady behind their back. You know what I'm saying? You need to own your shade. And then Mariah was like, well, I don't talk shit behind y'all back. And I was like, well, that's her way of saying, when I say it, I said you hear it. It's not in secret. Shade is shade. But I think the thing, if she says something, even if it's not behind their back, and they say, why you say that? That was so shady. And then she like, well, that ain't how I meant it, but it is. I think that's what Simone means by, you need to own your shade. I can always point up and point to. That's what Simone means by, I need to put some oil on my hair. It's probably dry. That's what you mean by, owning your shade and not throwing it and then saying, I didn't do that. Yes, you did. So Mariah then says, like, I was going to apologize to Heavenly, after she apologized to my mom, but she keep throwing mom shade, so I ain't doing shit. Nah, I agree. If you keep talking about my mama, I have no words for you, boo. You lucky I don't smack you. Okay? I can't say that because I'm against violence. Okay? So don't smack nobody because they say something. Never put your hands on someone because of what they say. You only put your hands on someone if they are physically attacking you and you're defending yourself. Remember that, people. And also remember that if you get into a fight and you're defending yourself, that you can smack a person. Because if you smack someone with an open palm, I heard that that's not a felony, it's a misdemeanor. But if you close your fist and hit someone, that's like felony assault. I heard, yeah. Anyway, so, at that point, Mariah and Simone agree. They can't go back to the past. They can't change things that has already happened. What they can do is going forward, they can both try to be a better person to each other to fix their own relationship. That is aside from anything they have going on, or anything that's going on with Mariah and Heavenly. So I agree. Sometimes when you are within a group of friends or a group of people who just hang out or whatever, you can't involve yourself if some of them are not getting along. You have to just kind of let them not get along and let them be separate and leave it at that. Because sometimes when you include yourself, you and one of the people end up getting beefed out. So just don't do it. Next, we see Curtis and Jackie basically have like a little, time to themselves at the house. He comes over. I don't know if he got that last car he was in painted or if he has a whole other car. Does Curtis only drive cars from 20s? I mean, and if he do, where he pay for it from? He's the basketball coach. He can't be making enough money to get them old school cars and get them souped up to be able to drive on a regular basis. If he's spending Jackie money, you can't be out here spending their wife money and fucking people in the hotels. Just saying, you can't have it done. So he comes over. He brings her a rose. He brings food for them to eat or whatever. Because, again, Jackie's saying how she's just not ready to be out in public with him. And, we get it. But she still wants to see if they can work on their relationship. So, Jackie's saying how he has been very remorseful for what he's done. And because she sees he is actually remorseful, she is willing to keep working to see if they can fix their marriage. And I feel like she has every right to do that because she's saying that he is showing me that he know he fucked up and he feels horrible about fucking up and he wants to fix it. I feel like when a person makes a mistake, that's what they're supposed to do to fix it. When someone makes a mistake, you don't always have to you know what, I'm done. You can if you want to. Everyone has that right. But we can't feel like if someone doesn't do, I'm done with it. We can't make as if they're stupid or why would she forgive him? Girl, he cheated on you. We can't make them do what we would do in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about that is, too, we don't know what we would do in that situation unless we've already been through it. Now, if you've been through it, you say, well, I left my husband. Right, that's what you did. That ain't what she want to do, okay? So, she brings up how, it's so different, now that we're not together, it's easier for us to realize what we used to do for each other and, how we needed each other. She's like, with you not being here, like something simple as, I can't get that light to work. I don't know, I can't get it to work. And he's like, I completely get it, I feel the same way. He's like, let me fix the light, let me get it working, and then we can, eat or whatever. All Curtis did was went to the garage, got a ladder, and change the goddamn light bulb. Jackie, when she said I can't get that light to work, she said it as if it was a broken fuse, that she didn't know what was wrong. The light went out and you needed to change the bulb. And then she's like, when he brought in the ladder, she was like, where you found that at? And he was like, in the garage. She was like, I kept looking for that. And he said, yeah, because you usually only go in the garage to get in your car and to leave. You've never had to get tools and stuff like that. So for me, I laughed because I'm like, something as simple as the light bulb went out. I don't know how to fix that because why? That's what Curtis used to do. So it was cute, but at the same time, I was like, Jackie, girl, it was just light bulb. But, it was still cute. What was that talk? It was a cute little lunch dinner, little lunch date or whatever. He says how he hopes that what they're doing, that there will be a bright light at the end of this tunnel. And that was, I think, his way of saying, we're on a path to trying to fix something. And I'm hoping as we go on this path, there's light at the end. Not a dim light, not a dead light, not a light to divorce, but a bright light of something that we can be. And I thought that was great, And then her confessional, Jackie says, like, she's at that point to where she misses her husband, saying, when you get married, you and that person become a couple. So it's hard, not hard, but, when you're a pair, you miss that person, you just, you want them back. It's a part of love. It's a part of life. It's a part of you thinking, is it worth it to fix it? And for her right now, it's worth it for her to try to fix it. What else? 2 small scenes. We see a little scene of Simone seeing the plus size person, the little person again, and giving her a pap smear. I feel like pap smears are uncomfortable and weird. Even though they're a part of being a woman, I still feel like they're uncomfortable and weird because someone is putting something in your vagina and it's not their penis, and you can't, it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? You just get out my vagina, get out, move, go. It's just weird and awkward. And I felt weird and awkward her going step by step with this pap smear. I really did. But I like how she said at the end that, she finds comfort in taking care of women. I thought that was great. Simply because, you want your doctor to really be enthused and really be happy that they are a doctor and that they are able to help you through whatever it is you're going to see them for. So I thought that was great. The other little secondary scene that we see, I'm not here for Heavenly's daughter in this singing stuff. I'm completely not here for it. She take her to see a singing coach, and I thought I was over it in the beginning. I was even more over it when Heavenly said to the voice coach, how can we fast track this process? Bitch, what? I'm not here for it. I do not think her daughter is new Beyonce. I don't want to crush kids' dreams. Even when she said, I know she's not hitting on the nose. That's what auto-tune is for. I was just over it. Completely over it. I'm happy the little girl has dreams. I'm happy she wants to express herself. Completely happy. I just don't want to see it. Next. We see Simone and Cecil having a conversation about that whole $25,000 that Cecil took out of their joint account. And, they show a scene when I guess they were first talking about it, and Simone was kind of upset, and she said, like, how do I know that you wasn't taking that to go buy some girlfriend a gift? He then said, hearing her say that to me, let me know we have a problem, because why would you think I'm buying some girl a gift? That's crazy. I agree. I would have said, how do I know you're not smoking crack? That's bad too. You can't think your husband's a crackhead. But, you shouldn't think your husband's cheating on you. So, they have, a couple of issues. He was saying, I did it for a business move, and that the $25,000 got him 16% vested into the business. 16% is a little, like, I would have thought $25,000, why can't I be 25% in? 16% is like a little, but it is what it is. He brings up how his job is consistently laying people off. Every month, more and more people are being laid off. And he was like, it could be one day when they lay him off and he had nothing to fall back on. So him investing in this business is his way of saying, God forbid I lose my job, I had something secondary to sustain the family, to try to still take care of the family. And she was saying how she was hurt that he felt that way solely because they've always been a unit. They've always been a team. It's always been a team effort. So even if he was to lose his job, there's someone else, herself, who can help the family. It's not just on him. And, he also was saying how, I didn't tell her because, she, how she act. I didn't think she would believe in my vision. And then she was like, look, next time just talk to me. We can't make those kind of financial decisions without talking to the other person. That's just not how we do things. I completely agree. I see both of their sides. I see why she was upset. I also see why he didn't tell her. It doesn't make it right, but I can understand why he didn't tell her. But I think they'll be fine. It is what it is. What else? Is it a lot more? No. Contessa at work, and she mad because her and her husband both work a lot of hours. They're both doctors. And she feels like she is failing as a mother because she's not available to pick her kids up from school and just do things people who don't work as many hours as her are able to do. When Miss Renee is gone, so they're having to leave work early. She called her husband, who was saying he was running late at work, but he did get to pick the daughter up. He was late picking the daughter up, and he's saying we have to do something about this because we can't keep leaving work early. And this is how I feel, and I hope this don't come off harsh. I didn't care about the scene simply because I feel like the same way y'all were able to afford to pay Miss Renee, you get a new nanny. You know what I'm saying? You get someone new who can properly take care of your children, who you can trust or build up trust. But I don't think the solution is to be like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? Because my thing is, I don't feel like it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I feel like when you can afford to get a caregiver, you just do that. Because again, you have had Miss Renee for 10 years. So it's not like you can't afford it. And some people say, well, I don't like strangers around my children. You have strangers around your children all day. Teachers are strange. When your child go to a new school, that teacher is a stranger. Okay? You have to get to know that teacher. When you have a new patient, and you're their doctor, you are a stranger to them, and they have to build up their trust in you. So the same way we as adults have to deal with strangers every day and get to know them and trust them to do our doctor, our lawyer, our dentist, our banker, our whatever, the same thing is for kids. Find a reputable company, get a babysitter for the hours where y'all have to be at work, and move on. You know what I'm saying? She brings up how her mom, this is where I kind of felt bad, because she said, her mom was raising them. Her mother was always available. But I think it's different when your mom and your dad weren't doctors. You know what I'm saying? We have to admit, doctors are consistently busy. That's just a part of their job, and it sucks. It completely sucks. And it's also why some doctors don't see their kids often because they are so busy working. And so I feel bad in that aspect, but I feel like y'all can afford a fucking nanny, hire a fucking nanny, and leave it at that. Next. And because then she was like, I can't leave work early, he can't leave work early, look, hire a nanny, stick to your office hours, don't be working on late all the time. I don't think you should work late every day, all day. I think you just should not do that. Hell, anyone who's watched the 5 Heartbeats, Red told Bird from the Midnight Falcons his office hours are from 9 to 5. And when Bird act like he didn't believe him and didn't know that, Red beat his ass, okay? Contessa, let your patient know what your office hours are and stick to them. And then when your office hours are done, take your ass home to be with your kids. Leave it at that. Cute little scene next with Toya and Eugene. Toya surprises Eugene with he comes home from work and she is in a sexy lingerie thing. She got whips and handcuffs and strawberries and just sexual stuff all around. They finna have a whole sexual tryst, okay? He walked in and he looked at it. He was like, that's my wife. People joke about Toya saying how she out of shape and she fat. Toya body looked banging, okay? Banging. She looked good, okay? You have to give respect where respect is due. They talk about her body, but her body looked nice. Okay, don't act like Toya ain't asking out of shape. She just thick as a damn snicker. Okay, so she just tell Eugene how she's happy. That he worked hard for them. She brings up how their tax that is basically almost pulled off. So he's almost paid off $170,000. That's a lot to pay off. And it's a lot to pay off considering that's what they owe for their back taxes. That doesn't even include what their current tax stuff is too. So that's more and more money. Anywho, she had like sex dice and a collar and the sex pillows, just everything was out because she's like, I'm finna, we finna do some things. I want our sex life to not suffer. And he was okay with that. And it was a cute little scene, It was a cute little scene. It was what it was. So that's all I'm saying about that. Even though I laughed when she told him in the confessional, I just want him sometimes to dominate me and he can choke me a little bit, not from the front, only from the back. And then she was like, yeah, like, you can be just come in and grab me and thumb me on the bed. Or, sometimes just pick me up and put me on your face. And he was like, oh, okay. It was a cute scene. I liked it. It was cute to show her showing her appreciation for her husband. And it was cute to see him loving the surprise. Because he didn't come in like he knew. He was literally surprised. And I loved it. It was a great, great scene. The last scene with Quad and Dr. G. I am weary every time I see Quad in the kitchen cooking and Dr. G walk in. Because I just assume a fight is going to break out. He going to leave that goddamn Mini Coupe or that... in that car, you gonna zoom off because that's what always happens. But anyway, they end up having like this marriage focus group where they have like two of the married couples come over and they talk about their marriage issues. So they sit down to talk. We see as they sit down to talk, Greg phones ring. He answers. He gets up to walk out. Quad brings up. That's kind of what I mean. He's always. I knew when I married him, I would come second. We had that all thing. We come back and sit down. He's like, no. You're my number one. And she's like, you got up from our counseling session to go take a phone call. I am number two. And, he's saying how he was just basically trying to work hard to make sure they have to creating them a stable future. When he said that and she said, oh, you mean money, right? I feel like because Quad has some money, she assumes, she forgets that some people appreciate a man trying to make sure they are financially stable in the long run, okay? In the long run. Y'all have money now, because y'all on the show. Who knows how many more seasons the show gonna go on? He is making sure that when this show ain't no longer on air, y'all have money to sustain y'all cost of living. I feel like because Quad has some money in her bank account, she forgets that. And she consistently says, it's not about money. It's not always about money, but you can't make it seem as if your husband wanting to make sure that y'all are financially stable is a fucking bad thing. Girl, bye. Those are rich woman problems, okay? So, Quad says 100 different things that, she feels like she's not getting. This is being too goddamn long. She's like, she don't feel safe. She doesn't feel loved. She doesn't feel that they are one or that he has her back. And, he is like, I don't understand, what's going on, how she got to this place, and Quad, like, I'm just emotionally empty. And, he still saying he kind of don't know what she want. And then, she says, she's like, we first met, he didn't want to share anything of his with me. It was like mine. And he like, well, you damn right. When I met you, I didn't want to share my things with anyone. Like it had nothing at all to do with you. I had worked my ass off to get where I was, and I didn't want to share shit with nobody. It wasn't personal. It wasn't anything geared towards you. It wasn't as if I had been sharing it before, and I felt like with you I couldn't share it. And I'm like, I completely get what he was saying, but I also can get what she was saying. But my thing is, what did you feel like he wasn't giving you in the beginning? And if he wasn't giving you things in the beginning, then why the fuck did you marry him? Okay, so he then brings up how he did things for her that he's never done for anyone before, and the group brings up how it seems as if they're not friends anymore, and they're not. They've always arguing and bickering, He's like, she's always trying to show me how she don't need my money, and then she's like, because I don't need your money, I just want you to love me, since she feels like she's in the marriage by herself. And, says, I just want you to see that I have been there for you. And you don't see it. And he's like, I do see it. Now, she, at this point, is fake crying. She dropped 3 damn tears. Quad, this is when I was like, I'm over the scene. Because she had the the noises of a person who was boohoo crying, but she couldn't produce not near a tear. It took her a few minutes to produce them 3 goddamn tears. And I feel like Quiet was fake crying. I do. I don't care what you think. I feel like she had them 3 punk ass tears, and it was what it was. And I'm over it. You know, I feel like, are they issues real? Yeah, I think they are real. However, I think it's some real shit Quiet is making up in her head for a storyline. Okay? That's what I think. And I think that's why Greg is weirded out, like, how all of a sudden are you so unhappy? I don't get it. And I think she's unhappy because of the show. She wants to give herself some flair. Because what else is Quiet had going on besides her and Greg issues? I'll wait. Oh, nothing? Okay, well, I was just wondering. You know, they then hug it out. And, you know, he tells her, you know, like, I appreciate everything that you've done for me. I really, really do. And, you know, and the episode goes off. I did not mean for this to be 40 minutes, but I'm going to leave it at this. Quiet. Don't play with marital issues on a reality show because you will turn out like Tamar and Vince and people will call bullshit on everything you do. I think the fact that you was acting so, oh my God, so hurt. We've seen Quiet cry our eyes out. I don't feel like you were making those crying noises and no tears coming out. I think it was not real. I don't think it was genuine. I think you forced yourself to cry and you pushed out them 3 goddamn tears and that was it. So, and I'm done. So, I'm going to bed. It is 2:30 a.m. I'm going to sleep. This is Jaylee's Corner. I am Jaylee. Peace. And now I can't end it. Damn it. It won't end.